Dolly Friends. I'm so happy you're here today because we're doing laundry. This is PYN'S laundry, circa 1890, Anchovy Beach, San Francisco, California. There wasn't a time when San Francisco didn't have PYN'S laundry, or if there was, no one could remember. And no one could remember a time when anyone other than Mr. PYN ran the laundry. No one knew if PYN was his first name or last name or how old he was. No one knew where he was born or when or how he came to have a laundry in San Francisco. Sometimes he said his father was born in China and his mother was from a remote village in the Himalayas. Sometimes it was the other way around. At times he mentioned ancestors in Scandinavia, Russia, and the South Seas, but mostly he was an enigma. Sometimes his workers would say, "Mr. PYN, where were you born?" just to hear his long, deep, unusual laugh. If you were to ask me, I might say there was a good chance Mr. PYN was born right here in Anchovy Beach. He was known to be a gregarious man with an uncanny ability to remove stains, wrinkles, even tears from any article of clothing or household linens. Thus the reputation of PYN'S Laundry as the finest wash service in the city. Around 1920, he hired two teenagers, school chums, to work in his laundry doing odd jobs and deliveries. The boys were Horace and his best friend, Salvatore, also known as Sal. They continued to work throughout high school, university, and into their adult lives. Sadly, in 1930, Mr. PYN died of old age. In his written papers, Mr. PYN willed the laundry and its property jointly to the boys, declaring he had no other relatives. Sal mainly works the wash, as it is called, and Horace, though sometimes seen downstairs, tends to the bookkeeping. He also teaches natural science at the local university, as science is his greatest passion. And this leaves us in approximately 1935 at PYN'S Laundry, Anchovy Beach, San Francisco, California. With the urging of my muse and inspiration from my friends Gretchen and Jolene, and the success of my polymer bananas, I decided that I was going to pretend that I had the skill to make a doll. Why make my own dolls for Horace and Sal? Because I realized very quickly the impossibility of finding what I wanted online. Whatever possessed me to do this, I have no idea, but here I go. Honestly, I wasn't even really planning to film this whole process because I was just completely winging it, just trying to see what I could come up with. These are the tools I have, parts of a paintbrush and this nut meat scraper, which is actually really great. I use these two paintbrushes because I don't have any silicone tools or clay molding tools. What else did I use here? I used this little, this thing. I don't even know why I have these. I have like a little package of these. I don't remember where I got them. I got them online somewhere and I don't remember why I bought them. Maybe my muse knew that I was going to attempt this. Yeah, and that's about all I used. Oh, I used this little square edge X-Acto blade. The pin. I didn't really use that very much. And I used this blade, which came with my polymer clay when I bought that. Just a little warning that this video is even more chaotic than most of my videos, which are always chaotic anyway, because I am really just playing. This is play. This is what it looks like. I only had glittery metallic pipe cleaners. Don't ask me why, but I bent up this little shape and I rolled up some foil and I wrapped around this cohesive bandage, which, it's the same kind of bandages you get when you go get your blood drawn and they leave the cotton ball there and wrap that around you. Well, I thought it might be good for this. I rolled out some brown clay that I had mixed. I mixed a bunch of colors together to get the brown color I was going for. And just based on watching videos from Jolene and Gretchen, I started doing stuff. And I had to hear Gretchen's voice and Jolene's voice in my head telling me to just trust the process and not worry about it. And then over the course of about, I don't know, a couple weeks, I think, I started smoothing him out and he started to take form a little bit. Now, I have zero skills as far as working with clay or sculpting anything, but I just kept going. I just kept working on it and I kept looking at him and I just kept, then I'd pick him up if I sat down for a little bit. I knew I was going to have to do some kind of hands, which I had no clue how to do. And I kind of was going with Gretchen's idea of, mitten hands or cookie hands, she calls them. And I just started trying to form fingers. Let me tell you, this is a grueling process. This is so hard. So yeah, even if it looks good on one side, then you have the other side. I won't really go into any techniques I use because I didn't use any techniques. I did follow Gretchen's technique for making some shoes. So just really basic shoes to get them to stand up. Now I'm making some big mistakes here. So any of you that have ever done this before, Gretchen and Jolene and any other of you, probably lots of you, this didn't work for me, putting him together before getting him dressed. If you're experienced, you might be okay. But if you're a rookie, no, this is not good. And his body. I was so excited about his face because I have to say, I fell a little bit in love with him that I failed to recognize the completely disproportionate nature of his body. And I was just so eager to get details on him. So I took out my little paints and I just kind of mixed up some lip color for him. I didn't want him, of course, to look like he had lipstick on, but I wanted a little hint of color to his lips. And I'm just showing you a little bit here, but it took me a while to do his brows and his mustache, which you're going to see. This is a lot harder than it looks. Plus I kept staring at him because I was falling in love. And once I got his eyes done and put some facial hair on him, I really love the way he's looking, but he definitely needs hair because he's supposed to be a young man. He doesn't look like an old man, but he looks older than I wanted him to look. And of course, like I already mentioned, I completely failed to recognize the challenge that his clothes would be. Now, it'd be great if he was like Man from Outer Space with that pink, weird, disproportionate body. I struggled immensely with his clothes, and even though you see him here, I don't even know how many times I did it. And in the end, I had to scrap his body and do it all over again. His fingers were breaking off. I decided to make him also a little scarf to kind of hide some of his seams. And of course, I have to give him some hair. So I don't have anything like doll hair, anything like that. So once again, just winging it, not really trying to find out what I'm supposed to be doing. I just went online and I bought this little multi-pack of hair. It had way more hair than I expected it would, but it's really, really nice. And it had these cute little, I guess they would be tattoos. I couldn't really read what it said because they're in reverse. But anyway, they're really cute. I think they're actually, all this stuff is like for ball jointed dolls, but it was only like $14 for this whole thing. I think I got it on Amazon, and it's really nice quality. But I'm going to use the black hair for Horace. And all I did was watch Gretchen do it. And I did watch her videos several times, probably not enough. I probably should have just watched them on a loop. Not sure that this hair is quite what I would need for this doll, but it's going to have to work. It's very, very soft and silky, and I almost wish it had a little more texture to it, like something a little bit more coarse and human-like. This took me forever, but I'm not going to, of course, make you watch me do it all. And it's really funny how it depending where you put that hair really can affect the way your doll looks. I did all right with it. I think he needs more hair than I put on him. He's not quite done here, but I really love the way he's turning out. Unfortunately, you can see one of his hands has broken off, so I'm going to have to do that again. That'll be like the third or fourth time I had done his hand. And I also started working on Sal during this time, and I'm in the process of redoing his body again. Oh boy, it's fun. I mean, I don't think I would keep on trying over to get something that I like if I didn't enjoy it. But I really have to say, I love him. He's not perfect, and he's certainly no work of art, but I don't know. I'm really loving him, and he's just the right size for the laundry. And he's got such a great personality. He's actually kind of the more soft spoken of the boys and the more intellectually minded. And there's going to be some things in the apartment that they share that reflects his love of nature and science. He has some new hands that have come out of the oven, but they're not on yet. He's really taken quite a liking to Sheila, or Sheila's taken quite a liking to him. I am going to knit him a sweater, and if you want to see Sal and the rest, please come back and visit us next time in the doll cupboard.